All right. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Everybody vs. Life. Once again, my name is Blanc.
And my name is Eric. And today we have a very special guest. His name is Greg Conley. He goes by Greg.
Yeah.
And he is a videographer, animator, Pixar level 2, by the way. And father of 2.
Yeah, man. Father of 2, man. So actually, the second daughter is me and my wife calculated it. She's almost 2 months, man. That shit is flying by.
Yeah.
What the heck, bro? Like, I don't know, man. Just I feel like once you pass like 25 or something, it's just like time just like accelerates, man, and like the years are just flying by, man. Like for example, it's 2023. It's March. Has it felt like it's been 3 months to you guys?
Fuck no.
Nah, bro.
I still think it's 2020.
Facts. He said stuck in that time hyperbolic time chamber shit, you know, for real, man. And it's like just crazy to think about. Got a second daughter. I'm insane. I don't know why I would do that, but I think it's just super cool to see my oldest really become a big sister, and she really honestly is like falling to that role so unbelievably well. It's amazing to watch, and then it's just like makes me realize like, damn, bro, I'm getting old, you know. Like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, you're damn near 30, bro.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, I feel like once you start having kids, you know, age don't even matter no more.
That's
You
true.
know?
I feel that too, man. Like, but I feel like even with having kids, I feel like I'm like 10 years older, bro. Like I'm exhausted. Like I don't know if you feel that, Eric, bro, but like it be sometimes, man. Like I know you said you guys went out with to have a drink and shit, and then you had your daughter or whatever.
Yep.
I know you tired today. You probably about to, after this podcast, you probably about to sleep.
Yesterday, when she took a nap, I took a nap too.
He said, it'd be like that, bro. That's you got to get in where you can fit in, man. It's like
You're calculating how much sleep you can get.
Oh,
Her naps are usually 1 hour. So if I go to sleep now, I got 58 minutes of sleep.
Yep. Facts. And like I'll be doing the same thing. Like even today, since us having the newborn, like I woke up at like 2:00, you know, because she had, you know, she pooped and like needed to be fed. So my schedule's fucked up, bro. Like, man,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm 35. You know, I feel like I'm 39 and shit, bro. Like a whole decade passed just because like some of the, you just don't get any sleep with the newborn. But like, I knew what I was getting myself into, and honestly, like having kids kind of put that battery in my back or whatever, where it's like, you know, when I'm tired, I'm like, damn, man, you know, like I got to keep going. I can't like really, you know, be lazy or be complacent or anything like that. So, you know, I'm tired, but like honestly, man, it's always nice to have something like somebody or something to do it for. Kind of, you know, I feel like that helps.
Yeah, like what you were saying, like as a man, not trying to be sexist, but as a man, like you're always gonna have to figure it out, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
I think that's just people in general, realistically. You know, when it comes to having kids or financial issues, it's always, I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, so actually, you know, it's that like kind of segues into something perfect. Do you feel like with that, like I feel like a lot of people either get caught in like not making a decision fast enough and like kind of freezing up in that moment,
Right.
as opposed to like you said, like, you know, you can kind of just, you know, like stand up to the occasion and kind of have to just figure it out. Like, you know, like something, a car accident, you can either just be like, oh fuck, you know, I'm not gonna drive a car because I'm, you know, terrified, and like no disrespect to anybody, you know, that has to go through that. Like that's obviously a traumatic experience, but like, you know, eventually you got to get behind the wheel and shit, and just like keep going and moving forward and shit. So like that's honestly, that's like some real shit, man. Like you kind of just got to figure it out. Kind of like same thing. Like I didn't super plan my oldest child and shit, but like I knew she was coming and just had to figure it out.
So did you plan your second child though?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was trying. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was trying to get the boy. Fucking, I was trying to get the junior and shit.
try again.
I know, but like I don't know. 3 kids is starting to get a little reckless for my liking, man.
I got buddies who want a son and keep on trying, and now they got 6 daughters.
Dude, that's
Whoa.
exactly,
You know what I mean?
That's exactly like my my dad's friend, or we call him our uncle, but
Yeah.
he had 6 or 7 daughters, and then I remember on the 7th one, he was 6th or 7th one, he was so disappointed that it was a girl, but their next one was a boy.
So they got 8 kids?
Yeah, or 9. I can't remember.
What the hell?
It's a big family.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I feel like after like the third, bro,
Right.
I'm like, you got to cut your losses a little bit, bro.
Right.
You know, I'm like, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, that's kind of how my parents were too. Started off with 2 girls,
Yeah,
and then they had my older brother, and then they wanted to give my older brother another boy too.
yeah.
4 sisters later, right? And then 4 sisters later, and then my middle brother popped out.
Yeah.
And then a year later, I popped out.
Yeah.
So how many kids do your parents have?
9 altogether.
Bro.
Big family.
Yeah, man. Like,
I think we actually have 10, but one didn't make it across.
Okay, yep.
When they came to the United States.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
damn. That's insane, man. Because, like, I honestly would have more kids if I could afford that shit.
Right,
So shouts out
yep.
to your parents. But, like,
hey, but remember like what we said, you always find a way.
yeah.
You know.
No. But I mean, first things first, though, that we always ask in our podcast: how are you?
I'm doing very well. The reason I say that is because I would say in the last few years, maybe like a year, I really took back control of like my life and just like the time with my family, and kind of just been able to do what I want to, you know. So we were kind of talking about this off podcast, but last few years I've been really working hard at jobs that felt like it hasn't been reciprocated and shit, you know. So like I'd work really hard, you know, go above and beyond and do some stuff, and I just felt like it, you know, it didn't really benefit me. Like they kind of took advantage of it, and you know, definitely once COVID happened and some other stuff, you know, and started having kids, I realized I really wanted to spend time with my family and kind of produce the content I want to create myself. So I really just been doing that. I work third shift now outside of my career, but like kind of what we were talking about, I've been able to probably produce more content than I've ever been able to produce, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that was just, I had to take back my life kind of deal, not to make it sound super dramatic, you know?
For sure. And it's like things you're proud of. It's not
Yeah.
things you're doing for someone else.
Exactly. Because like,
What?
oh, but like I was going to say, it's like, another thing I didn't like was like people kind of, you know, once you offer a service and somebody gives you money for it, some people are kind of assholes about it. You know, they kind of feel like you need to drop everything and get what, you know, their project or whatever, their stuff done. And it's like, you know, life kind of happens. Like I do have like a family and outside stuff that happens. You know, I really try to be professional and finish it in a timely manner. But it's just like, even with like the jobs I work, they would always, you know, be like, well, we're paying you this much and you're allowed to do this. So why can't you be here for 13 hours a day? And it's like, well, I kind of would like to go home.
Right.
You
Yep.
know?
Right. So yeah, at that point they don't look at you as a person anymore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they look at you as a machine. You know,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Exactly, bro. And with the COVID stuff, man, it's like,
I feel like the COVID was kind of a blessing,
Yeah.
kind of a thing for a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, from the people that I talked to, when COVID hit, they realized like, oh man, I don't want to work here no more.
absolutely.
Or like, oh, I could be doing this kind of work from home, so I'm gonna go look for
Yep.
a remote job now.
Yeah, and honestly, that was a huge reason why I left the job I was working during COVID, was because I realized, honestly, like 90% of it, because me being a videographer, like once we filmed the content, like I just needed to drop the stuff off of my hard drive onto my computer, and then I can edit it up, and
Yeah.
that's like 75% of that
Right, it's
videography
like-
process. And it kind of just made me realize, like, why was I, you know, here in person for all these long time? Why was I going to all these meetings when they were technically taking a time away from our working
Right.
on the project? Like, you already know how it was. Just like, dude, it was always meeting after meeting, and it's like I'm down for communicating and like, you know, getting the numbers across or doing certain things, but it's like at some point you like kind of actually got to do the thing and stop talking about it. You know?
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Greg and I, we used to work together. But,
Yeah. One of the coolest dudes I met there and shit. Met a lot of cool people there. The thing I didn't really enjoy about that opportunity was like I got to hang out with a bunch of creatives. Like I never really had a job like that, where I was always that weird guy that was doing like video on the outside or like just doing some random shit on the outside. Right. So it was super cool to be able to be like, hey man, like, oh, you're making a website, or like, you know, you guys made a brand, you and Ani. And I forgot who else was part of that. You remember that? What was the name of the brand you guys were?
Keyword hustle.
Yep,
Yeah,
keyword hustle.
I still had that sticker on my old iPhone and shit we were talking about.
Yes, sir.
But like, it was super cool to just kind of see everybody really inspired and not content. Everybody was always doing something outside of just that job. So like that shit was pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of keyword hustle, what's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that, Eric?
Since COVID hit and the keyword hustle was formed around the time that Greg and I were working together at our last job, and it spent too much time.
Well, what was it though?
I
Or
think
what was it supposed to be?
lost motivation, but it was supposed to be originally keyword hustle was supposed to be a gym, and I had a mentor at the time, and my mentor recommended that in order for you to be successful, you have to be able to get people to, you have to be able to sell to people. So before you jump ships and take out a $50,000 to $100,000 loan, if you're able to sell T-shirts, you're gonna work your way there. And so that's why Keyword Hustle became an apparel company before it became a full-fledged gym, which it never did. Maybe it will. But that's the reason why it started out as an apparel company. And I think the reason that it failed is because we lost motivation because we were so focused on our full-time jobs. And we both have kids too. And I felt like most of the time I was doing the work and I just got burnt out.
Yeah.
So.
And the burnt out's a real thing too. We were talking off the podcast long, but like, how do you stay inspired after working your job? So you kind of work a more, physical job than I feel like me and Eric and stuff. Like, how do you stay inspired to still have energy to come kick it with Eric, come do the podcast, come kind of do all that other stuff, go to school and stuff like that?
So like a lot of those companies that I work for, physical labor type stuff, you try to find a source of enjoyment, because really, you spend 8 to 10 hours there a day, and there's really no enjoyment there.
Yeah.
So when Eric had brought up the podcast, I'm like, all right, let's go for it. And actually, me and Eric, we were just talking about it the other day, and this is what we look forward to every week.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, no, and that's dope, man, because I look forward to seeing you guys posted and stuff, and like hopefully you guys feel the same about when I post content.
Yeah.
I feel like you always got to do something different just to keep it interesting and fresh. Because like even I was posting a bunch of Instagram reels because that's kind of what they've been saying you need to do.
Right.
It's like short form content, which I noticed you guys do as well with your podcast. But that's kind of been making it exciting for me instead of having a big looming project over my head. And having kids, so like shit between the winter storms happening and daycare closing and like all this, kids being sick and shit, man, it's always nice to like have something to look forward to doing, but then like completing that. Like honestly, I get so much satisfaction out of completing like a project that I do that like honestly, that's like as cliche as it sounds, I almost like enjoy the journey a little bit more than like the actual like posting of it or something, So it's just like how I feel about that. But like, do you feel like also a reason? I know we talked about like just being an adult. We don't get to hang out with the guys anymore. So it's like you feel like that's a reason like you guys wanted to do the podcast and why you look forward to it?
Yeah, for sure. With what Eric was going through with life, like having children and all that, you kind of have to expect to kind of drift away from your buddies, And that's just not us. That's everybody.
Yeah.
But once we start talking about the podcast, it's not like we hang out every day still.
No.
But we set aside a couple of hours a week and be like, hey, let's get together, let's record, let's shoot the shit, and that's kind of how we kind of function as being adults trying to hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
I mean,
rather than going to the bars and getting fucked up. And
yeah. All right. As much fun as it is, it does get.
It's fun the night before, but the morning after, it's a different story.
Yeah, and and you don't know, but you and I, we haven't hit each other up.
Yeah, I was just telling him about it like before the pod, bro. We probably haven't hung on like a year and a half, realistically.
Yeah.
Because I was always busy.
But I bet you it's harder for you guys though, because you guys have children.
Yeah, but like also, my wife even brings this up to me, and that could only be so much of an excuse, man. Like, you still gotta like do your due diligence of trying to hang out with the guys. Because, like, you know, before I had my kids, you know, I wasn't always a dad and shit.
Right,
you know,
right.
I was kicking it with Eric. You know, I was kicking it with you guys, kind of shooting the shit. And then you also just got to have that separation, man. Just like, I got to get out of that dad mode of changing diapers and watching Coco Melon and shit, you know.
But when you become a dad, you know, your perspective on life changes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're not out here with your, you know, your single buddies trying to chase them girls at the bars and the clubs. Your guys' perspective is, all right, I'm going to be home by 9 o'clock so I can shower and go to bed by 10 and check on my kids.
Yep. Make sure there's food on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Protect them 24/7 type shit.
And that's running through your head while everybody else is like, all right, what bar are we going to next? You know what I mean?
And shit, man, like that shit's definitely fun, but also like the feeling of having damn near somebody always supporting you or always being home without you having to buy them a drink or spend money on them is like super nice, you know. Like I can always count, like even just being here, like my wife's holding down the fort at the crib right now, but she like sees the vision. She sees me, you know, trying to do stuff to make my company, you know, my LLC really pop off, you know. So to me, that's more invaluable than maybe chasing 100 hoes, thoughts and shit, you know, having that the one person that's really there for you. Because like, man, you be seeing all that shit on social media and it sound like, man, this dating pool is real toxic. You know, I don't know, Blong, but like I don't know, man, that shit looking real dicey out there, you know.
And that's what Eric was just saying the other day too.
What was I saying?
You're like, man, is this what dating is like now? Like, dude, I'm screwed.
Literally, because I haven't been in a relationship in 12 plus years.
Yeah, damn, bro.
So you were making fun of it the other day, where it's like the last time
motherfuckers have flip phones and shit, right?
The last time, like, I don't hit on people, but like the last time, like, I was in a relationship, it was like that raw type shit, you know, that emo scene.
Damn, bro.
Hair's covering one eye.
Yeah, bro. Damn, that's legendary. But I mean, I obviously, you know, what happened and stuff. But like, it's even still really cool to know that like that's possible. And like, I don't know, man. Just like even that. Obviously, you guys grew apart, but like just to know that you guys saw something in each other that young, you know, I think that part was really cool. And that's almost like gives you like hope. You know, the hopeless romantic. It almost just like makes you feel like that shit, and then no offense, then the reality comes, and then we're at where we're at now. But like, you know, me and my wife are just talking about like we're about to be together for almost 10 years and shit, you know. So, you know.
So that makes you guys high school sweethearts?
No, not even though.
Really?
So I'm so old now because your boy's 29.
You old.
Yeah, I actually met her in college, her freshman year, and I think I was a sophomore, maybe junior or something. But like I've been out of college for about, you know, 6-7 years and shit. So like, yeah, man, it's just it's crazy to think about, and just how we went from that to her being the mother of my child and her being my wife and shit, man. It's like, I don't know, but also like I like.
Did you shoot your shot or did she did she shoot your shot?
I shot my shot, bro. I'm not gonna lie. She will definitely tell you, even now, like I'm a flirt with her, bro.
All right, paint a picture for us.
So, you know, of that exact instance, or just how we interact.
Picasso, that shit.
So, like what Eric said, you know, Eric hasn't hit on a girl since he was what, 14?
No, he's 15.
You were 15 years old.
Rawr.
15 or so. Rawr. 15, 16.
Okay.
Yeah, he was over here sending the on the sidekick and shit, the colon with the P and shit.
Right.
Tongue looking ass. Like that's how he was flirting and shit.
The colon with the P.
Yeah.
Or shit. The 2 dots, the colon with the number 3, you know?
The motherfucking, what
like
was
that?
That?
Kissy hamster. That's the hamster type shit.
Yeah, the kissy face
That
and
kissy
shit.
face, bruh.
But, so you say you want me to paint the picture of how.
So you got to kind of teach Eric how you shot your shot.
For sure.
At 19, 20 compared to 14, 15.
Yeah. So, I guess how I went about shooting my shot, I really just was my authentic self. And I feel like if you know me, I'm always cracking jokes. So like a good sense of humor is like a huge part, and confidence is a huge part. I feel like where a lot of people mess up is, you know, they get too anxious and think too much about like getting turned down. bro, that's you got a 50-50 chance, bro.
Right.
And statistically speaking, there's more fish in the sea, women fish in the sea than there are males. So you got a chance there and shit. So like honestly, bro, I just going how me and my wife got to even together. We started hanging out as friends and shit. You know, we just had mutual interest, had a mutual friend. I was lame, but I was like, yo, who's your favorite? Like, I don't know. I think it was like cartoon character. Or like, bro, what's like, what's your favorite cartoon? And she was like, oh, Scooby Doo. And then we started getting on like, yeah, Scooby Doo is a classic, man. I like this and this and blah blah blah.
Well, while you're sitting here googling Scooby Doo facts on your phone, right?
No, so like I'm like a huge nerd, so like I'm actually like knowing that stuff.
Right. Which one of y'all, Fred?
Yeah,
so like, Fred's the dog, right? Fred's the dog.
Shit, look at he said Fred's the dog. So like, it was just stuff like that. I felt like she really enjoyed my sense of humor. Okay. Because honestly, I feel like if you can make a girl laugh, bro, that's half of the story, bro. You can't always be like a tough guy or be like the strong guy, but like you can make a woman laugh, bro. That's half of it. That's half the ticket right there. So like, honestly, I'd find somebody, that you were friends with before that you can hang out with without it being maybe overly romantic. Because like, you can't always force the romance, but if you can tolerate spending time with that person, I feel like that's a huge thing. Like I would say, honestly, my wife's my best friend, but like obviously also my wife, she's the attractive best friend. Like you guys are my friends, but she's like, damn.
Oh,
that's my
we
friend.
ain't attractive? You saying we ain't attractive?
Not the same way looking at it. But yeah, I mean, I might have not have played it through like you wanted, Eric, but I just feel like that's some stuff you just got to have that confidence, nowadays. And then you also can't be like hide, because I feel like everybody like falls out of love after that honeymoon phase.
Right.
Where they put on this like mask of like what they think this person wants, and it's like, no, motherfucker, I'm watching anime, motherfucking at 10 o'clock. Yeah, I got, I'm listening to this type of music, or I'm like doing this. This is how I really am. Because I feel like when people like start breaking up or don't like each other, they're like, well, he was this way 6 months into the relationship, and then he switched up. So like,
right.
Facts.
So pretty much be funny.
Facts. Be funny though, bro.
It's like that saying: if you can make a girl giggle, you can make her booty jiggle.
Ooh, I ain't heard that one. That shit's fire.
I've never heard that, but
that's a good one.
Put that on a shirt.
Put that on a shirt. I don't know if I would hear that. Yeah. But it's probably why Nikki said I'm funny, but I'm dumb funny.
Yeah, but sometimes dumb funny is good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's all different types of funny, bro. You got that physical comedy. You got the same here. Like I feel like I couldn't go on a stage and be funny, but I feel like I think you could. Situational funny. Like I feel like if certain things get said, I have a very good response, or like a funny response or something. I feel like I'm good at that. But I don't know, man. You just got, and also, oh shit. And another thing is you gotta listen. It's cliche, and I know there was like guys don't listen, but girls want you to listen, bro. Like if you actually listen to them and have a legit conversation, I bet you that pays dividends more than anything else, bro.
Take notes. That's what I did with my ex-girl. Take notes on my phone.
Facts.
Favorite flower, favorite candy, favorite snack.
Yep.
First fart.
First fart.
No, because think about it though, because when a girl farts in front of you, that's how you know she's comfortable.
He's not wrong, bro. That is facts.
Okay, that's the thing. I've never.
That means she was never comfortable.
Okay, no. I've always farted on accidents.
He's laughing at it. Oops.
I can't remember if this was like 8, 9, maybe 7 years ago.
Your gut's not allowing you to hold it in
I was
no more.
laying on my stomach, right? This was when I got kicked out of my house back in 2015, 2016. And I was laying on my stomach, right? And I would feel myself waking myself up because I was ripping ass so many times. And Hannah was awake the whole time. And I was too scared to say, was that me? And
you just pretended to keep sleeping.
I think it was the day after. I'm like, did you hear anything? And she's like, no. I'm like, you hear anything weird? She's like, maybe. I'm like, did I?
I heard it too.
I was like, did I release?
Was that the cat?
Yeah, it's like, did I release gas? It's one of those things where I was laying on my stomach, right, and my ass cheeks were like clenched, and all of a sudden it released gas. I don't even know if I should be saying this.
Oh
But
God.
I would really be releasing gas. Like it was like I would scare myself into waking up.
Yeah.
And I would fucking fall back asleep.
He's like, I have to fall back.
I'm
asleep.
like, I'm not gonna stay up
Bro,
anymore
at
because
that-
I embarrassed myself.
Bro, at that point, just go sit on the toilet. Man.
Yeah, for
No,
real.
I didn't even
Constantly
have to.
doing it.
But I swear to God, I
Facts,
had
bro.
like
Get some Tums or something, bro.
Eight-
Somebody help
8 to
help
9,
your
10.
boy.
Freaking excuse yourself out of the room, man.
Shit.
8 to 9 times throughout that night. I'm like, dude, I was way too embarrassed, but I kept trying to fall back asleep and
Yeah.
like ignore it. But I knew damn well she was smelling that shit. No, I'm just
He
kidding.
said, like, I should have had that
No.
for dinner.
But
So, yo, even just to go back on that though, like you were saying, Blong, that's like a huge stepping stone for like you trusting somebody or being
Right.
comfortable. Because also, this is why you also got to play like if you're gonna talk to go back in the dating pool, you kind of got to go in there with a little bit more humor. So like for example, next time you could play the the farting scenario where like you fart and you just fucking laugh about it because like, it's a natural thing, bro. Like everybody farts, bro. No bullshit.
100%.
And
damn,
like,
bro, was that you?
yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, damn near. And then you guys would crack jokes about it, and then it's like the tension's gone and shit because like you say you're trying to put up this almost like face and be serious. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not
Right.
fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, my guy.
Accidentally,
You know.
shits his pants.
Yeah, maybe not
Hey,
that.
first of all, if you gotta force it out, you
Yeah,
might
you
not
gotta
want
go-
to do it then. Just
might have to go in the
relax
toilet.
on it.
You go up to them, he's all red and veiny.
Like that meme
That
and
is-
shit.
No.
Ugly ass. So like that's how honestly you could play it, but like everybody does it. At the end of the day, she's probably hiding it from you. She waiting for your ass to fart so she can fucking fart and not be goddamn angry because her stomach all bubbled up and shit, bro. She over here
He's all disgusted and everything.
like, damn, stinky booty bitch. Like, damn. Like, it depends how it smells though. Like, she, it can't be smelling reckless, but
Can't
I
be
feel
smelling
like
right.
I feel like that's a huge step though too, man. Even like waking up next to each other, I feel like is a huge stepping stone.
Yep.
Yeah, because you smell that morning breath, man.
Facts though,
that should be kicking sometimes.
yeah,
man.
bro.
It's
I
those
trust
insecurities, bro.
facts. Bro.
You gotta wake up 5 minutes earlier than her and go brush your teeth real quick.
Yep.
That's real shit though. That's facts though. Damn. Yeah, that's what you gotta expect, Eric. Your boy belongs here to help you though.
Yeah,
But I'm still single though.
Mr.
You know what I mean? You know the type of women that I attract.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not so hot.
Yeah. So,
I'm working on it.
oh man. All right, Greg. A quick question here. What is your hobby outside of videography? What is the one besides family, besides videography? What is the one thing that you enjoy the most? Before you had all that, before you had family, before you had her, before you had your kids and everything.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, that's a hard question for me to answer because I felt like I've been able to make it this far because I've been passionate and made my hobbies my career. So like creating content is something like I really enjoy. Just like you said, looking at like a TV show and see them do something super cool and being like, shit, man, I bet you I can go do that. And then like actually accomplishing that to me is like a super satisfying feeling to me and shit. But I would maybe say traveling.
Yeah.
Honestly, seeing the world and getting to experience different cultures and stuff like that is super cool to me. Eventually here, like, me, bro, I'm damn near a weeb and shit. So like I love just like, Japanese culture and kind of just like all that other shit. So like I want to be able to go to Tokyo, Japan, really soak that in. Go to just like, South America, go to Africa, stuff like that, just hopefully in my lifetime,
Yeah, for sure, man. Heck
So
yeah.
you said you want to travel.
Yeah.
So do you think with you having kids, does that kind of put that plan instead of being a short-term goal, now it's a long-term goal?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Because, with having the kids, I'm just the type of person, or maybe I'm the type of father where I feel like I need to have savings and monies
Right,
for a
right,
rainy
right.
day. So it definitely pushes that back. But like my kids are at the age right now where like I feel like they can't quite remember the experience. So my wife and I have really been going on just taking time away from the kids and really taking that vacation and shit.
Right.
So definitely pushed it back and stuff, but honestly I might go to like Tokyo, Japan without the kids. Like you got to experience some of that
Right.
stuff without
Right. Yep.
kids, but like maybe in 5 years or something I'll take them to Disney World again
Oh, okay.
and have them experience something like that. Because like when I was younger, that's one of the things I remember doing with my family and like having fun with them. You know,
And I still haven't been there.
Disney World.
Yeah.
I
That shit
haven't
is
either.
fire, bro.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, it's expensive, but like
Yeah.
you damn near might as well go since you don't have kids, bro. You know, go with some people. It's fire, man. It's like,
I'm gonna wait till I get a girl.
yeah,
I'll
dude.
go
Yeah,
with
they
that.
love that, bro. Have her watch the parades, man.
Right,
Over
right.
here, have her watch the fireworks by that by the Cinderella Castle and stuff, man. Women to eat that up, bro. You damn near guaranteed to get something that night. You know what I'm saying? Disney, don't cancel us and shit. But
She's gonna come out. She's gonna come out the bathroom with Mickey Mouse ears on and
he
shit,
said that's he said,
talking like Donald Duck. And
yep. Yeah, just with the shirt on and shit,
Right,
because you know how
right.
Donald low-key don't got pants on and shit. Damn near.
Nah, at that point, it's like, bro, I like funny girls, but you tripping a little bit, just a little bit.
Came through with the
Right.
the hat. No, hell no. Belongs to be like,
man.
hey man, that's what I like to see.
Like, man, Greg said this would be fun. Man.
Greg.
He's like, hey, man, I'm trying to be the mini TL Mickey, bro. Say some shit like that.
Hey, remember I said take it for a grain of salt?
Nah, man, I'm over here spitting real isms over here, bro.
Isms.
Shit.
Oh, man. Just a quick little intermission. Be sure to check out Greg's assets, contentbyconley.com and at Content by Conley. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
And we're back.
All right, Greg, right off the press. What is your worst habit?
My worst habit is my forgetfulness. Honestly, bro, if I finally didn't listen to my wife and have a dedicated spot for a lot of my stuff, I'd probably lose my keys, probably lose my wallet, shit like that, bro. Like, I'm famous for literally going in a room, putting like my keys or like putting my phone somewhere, and then not being able to retrace my steps and find it and shit. Like, that's terrible, which is funny because like if it's something I actually enjoy, I'm able to actually like focus and like put shit in the right spot or like, you know, actually like manage the files or something like that. But when it's just like my life, I'm just like, oh, keys over here. Fuck, where did I put them? You know, like I'm terrible at that.
You got your phone in your hand, looking
Yep.
for your phone.
Yep. Keys around my neck, looking for my keys and
Right.
shit. Yeah.
Like, get this shit out of my way. Man. I'm looking for
Hey,
it.
where's my car? He's in his car.
Facts. Like,
Damn, I think I left
In
my
the
car.
car.
I think I left my car at work.
yep. Damn, did I leave the oven on type shit? You know what I'm saying? Just
Oh,
forget.
man. What
bro.
about you? What's your worst habit?
I'm super blunt.
Yeah?
Yeah, I tell it how it is, and a lot of people don't like that.
That's why he's single and shit, bro.
Damn, okay.
They don't like, hey, no bullshit
No,
though.
no,
I bet
for-
like women, I feel like honestly don't always like being blunt and
full
honest.
honesty.
Yeah,
honesty.
you got to sugarcoat it a little bit.
It's because all these women, they want simps. You know, they want people to do everything for them.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Shit. What about you, Eric?
My worst habit?
Yeah.
There's plenty.
He said it's plenty.
Your word choice.
My worst habit is just like getting up not on time. Because I have my alarm set for 6:30. I don't get up till 7.
That's like 3 snoozes, bro. Like,
For real.
damn.
That's probably my worst habit. Like I don't I don't plan shit. I think that'd probably be my worst habit. It's like I go with the shit.
Yeah.
I think that's like I free ball shit. I don't know. I think
Shit.
that's my worst habit.
No bullshit. I as a father, how do you make that work? Because also like I noticed like once I had kids, like I had to manage my time or like
Yeah.
nothing was getting
So
done.
for that, like my daughter, she has like a strict like sleep schedule,
Yeah.
nap schedule.
Yeah.
So that I follow it, but it's more so with myself. Like if I set the alarm for 6:30, I don't get till 7. That kind of thing. Like if I want to plan to eat at 1 o'clock, I don't eat till 3. You know, I'm like, I
Like, nowhere close,
It's, it's like pretty bad. You know, I think that'd probably be my worst habit.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What's your favorite song right now?
Right now, one of my favorite songs is I've been listening to this newer artist. His name is Larry June. And he has kind of a lot of motivational kind of rap and stuff. So he's always kind of talking about investing
Okay.
and all this other stuff. But he has a song called In My Pocket. And I guess just like being 29 and having kids and stuff, like that partying, like shoot people up rap kind of just like isn't really cutting it for me anymore. And so like listening to him in the morning before I go to work kind of like really gets me inspired. And like when I pay my bills and shit, like, you know, I feel like I'm, you know, feel like I'm like a rap kingpin kind of deal. So I kind of been really more into that, or like some Wiz Khalifa Currency kind of deal. I know Blanc just showed us Russell and shit. Like he has really good music where he's versatile. I really noticed I moved away from like the party rap and shit like that though.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's because everybody's starting to sound the same.
Exactly.
Dang. Okay. What about you, Blanc?
Love by Keisha Cole.
Really?
That song's a vibe.
Damn. Sad boy shit. That's what
Sad boy shit. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a song that you can play and everybody will sing along with.
That's true, bro. Keisha Cole's like a goat, bro.
Yeah. Dang. Okay.
That's one good thing about TikTok because it's reviving all these old bangers. You know,
Facts.
It's one thing I hate about TikTok too. It's like you have these like
but it's bringing out new artists.
Gen whatever. You know. Yeah. True.
So then, what about you, man? What you listening to now?
Right now, Vancouver Sleep Clinic. It's like a soft indie band. Very like not sad boy, but like life existential crisis type of music. Where it's like questions like, "Shit, dude, what am I doing right now?"
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
So actually, I have a question about this, just because I'm like a huge music lover and I like always listen to music. Do you feel like that type of music you're listening to now, though, plays into how you kind of feel now, like into your emotions and shit? So like, for example, listening to that motivational rap, I feel like it kind of has me in a more positive mindset, you know, ready to go get some money, you know, blah blah blah, stuff along those lines. Do you feel like listening to the existential like indie stuff, like do you feel like that's affecting how your emotions are right now and stuff?
Yep, 100%. Because I've always listened to that music, and even like with Hannah, my ex-wife, listen to that stuff. I've always just like
you just waved her.
No, I'm just like,
hi mom.
Hey mom, I know I'm famous now, but no, it's I've always just listened to that kind of music. Like there's been times back in like 2018, 2017 where she would find me in our room or our apartment, and I would just be sitting by myself, laying in the bed, like, dude, my life is falling apart kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've always been like that, but the reason why I've always been like that is because I feel like if you're able, the only way to find yourself is to get lost. And I've always like listened to that music.
Yeah.
So, but it was always put me in like a really depressive state of mind. I don't know.
So then to you, Blanc, I know you were saying, you're the single lad in the group or whatever. Do you feel like that Keisha Cole, like, is, you know, you just been going through some shit where like that Keisha Cole song is kind of just ringing more true?
I just like jamming in the car.
He's like, hey, he's singing Keisha Cole. That's lit, though.
I'll sing it on the way here, man.
Yeah, no, I feel that, bro.
I can sing my heart out, and and if I got my windows open and I drive past somebody who knows the song, they like, I know what he's going through.
Yep,
I know what
he's
going through.
I know what he's going.
I'm not gonna bother him.
One tear,
right.
That's dope. Nah, man. So like, I feel that because like music can definitely take you to a certain spot. So like you said, like that's something nostalgic, like what, you know, for Keisha Cole is with you.
Right.
But like honestly, dude, I've been noticing like, dude, music really does change your energy. So like maybe try also listening to some like, you know, more positive music or like some more upbeat stuff, because I bet you it kind of affects it a lot more too. Because I noticed I used to listen to a lot more like, you know, Chief Keef gangster rap type of shit. Yeah. And that shit just made me feel like real, like, I don't want to say violent because I never like turned into anything, but it just made me always feel like super aggressive, intense. Yeah. And then when I started,
like you're a top dog, alpha male type.
Facts, you know, like an alpha male type shit. But like, you know, I started listening a little bit more Wiz Khalifa and whatever, Kanye West and stuff. And like, to me, I was never, when I was growing up in Milwaukee, I was never one of those like super hood dudes. Like I was just always genuinely myself. So like, you know, I'd be able to kick it with those guys, but I'm over here watching anime, you know, I'm over here playing sports, I'm over here, you know, playing Pokemon and shit like that, you know. But I felt like that's why people always respected me, because I never really switched up or put on a mask. Like, you know, even when Eric and I, you know, met at our job, you know, like we kind of damn near connected over anime and just like a bunch of other shit too, you know. So
I was never a weeb. I was playing though. I grew up watching animes, but
the same here, bro. Like Toonami and Dragon Ball Z, bro. I remember 4th grade coming home and shit, and like not doing my homework and watching Dragon Ball Z. Like I remember legitimately Goku on Planet Namek turning Super Saiyan, bro. And I remember that shit was like a huge moment, you know, when
For
we were
real.
younger and shit.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z was like the only anime I watched.
Yeah,
Really? You're not huge into anime?
No, unless you consider like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like the big three.
Yeah.
At least to me, those are the big
yeah,
three.
because I don't watch as much anime as I used to, and
Yeah.
that's because I have not other priorities. I just put other things on top of my priority.
No, absolutely, man. Because like back in the day, man, I used to be a huge video gamer.
Right.
But it's like if we're trying to do stuff like the podcast and just like inspire to do a little bit more, you almost have to take time away from the video games
Right.
and the TV shows and the Netflix. Because dude, those will fucking eat up 4 hours
For real.
Sure.
quick. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like those 4 hours, I could make a piece of content or make a video or, you know, take a photo or something
Right.
instead of quote unquote wasting those 4 hours, you know, gaming or something. But also, we could kind of touch on this. I realized you have to find that balance though, like because I almost got into where I was grind mode 24/7, and that damn near burnt me out more.
Yep.
But what I'm doing now is like when I'm realizing I'm starting to get burnt out or tired, I take that time to relax and play a
Right,
video
yep.
game. I take that time and whatever. So when you guys start to get burnt out, what are some things you guys do to kind of
That's a good question.
yeah,
'cause,
not to be burnt out?
like that's one of those things where I've always struggled with, because if I don't, here's my thought process. Like I'm always, and my ex-wife can attest to this. Like I'm always the grass is always greener. Like
Yeah.
if I don't do something today that will benefit me tomorrow, what the fuck am I doing? And I've always struggled with that.
Yeah,
But I've ever since therapy and I've taken a step back, it's like what my therapist said was the grass is always greener, but you know, it doesn't have to be now, right? You don't have to get it today. You don't have to get it tomorrow. You have to get it next week. You can have that mindset of, yes, it will always be greener, but
yeah,
it doesn't mean have to be today. Take your time. Not everything's a race.
yeah.
Right. So what do you do then to like reset yourself?
Yeah, right now it's just like been reading, going to therapy, podcasts,
Yeah.
taking my time with work. Like I've been taking certificates and everything. So I've been
Nice.
taking courses and stuff like that.
Going to music festivals, raving.
I don't know about that, but sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
You're living your best life right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to just like accept things for what they are,
Right.
and this is life, and it's not a race. It's
Yeah.
not a race. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I just take a long ass nap.
Yo,
You
naps
know,
are undefeated
that's
though.
what
I
I'm
feel
saying.
you.
It's
Like,
true.
Dude,
Yeah.
when you're burnt out and you're stressing yourself out, like, dude, if I grind 7 hours of homework straight, I'm like, I just need like an hour nap.
I
You know,
feel that.
and then I'll jump right back into homework. You know,
Anything else too? Because like definitely sleep, I notice is huge.
Oh yeah.
But like, is there anything else that like do you go, for a hike or something, or do you go maybe play video games or something like?
see, I used to play video games,
Yeah.
but like I play 2K. You know, I'm more of the generic
Yeah.
video game player. I never got into like
Yeah.
Call of Duty or
Fortnite.
Diablo
You always
or
that Madden
Fortnite.
guy, right?
Yeah, Madden, 2K, typical guy video games.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
And that shit fuck around make you more angry, bro. That's down there why I had to
Fuck
get off of the
yeah.
Xbox Live, bro. Because like I have a bad day at work, want to come home and game, right? Get busted on Call of Duty
Right.
3 rounds in a row, and I'm damn near more upset, bro. I'm like about to break the controller.
I thought
Hey,
this shit was
but-
supposed to help.
Hey, but what's worse, losing by a point or losing or getting blown out?
I feel like I'm not gonna lie, but getting blown out because getting blown out is just way more disrespectful, bro. You know what I'm saying? Getting blown like the one you can kind of hang your hat when like, hey, that was a close game, damn near a fluke, but
Right.
you get blown out, bro, by 30 ball. That's pretty. You damn near you go get your friends go
Right.
talk that shit. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like last time I was playing 2K and I was playing online and this dude was shooting with James Harden, half court shots, every bucket going in. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Damn.
bro, this shit pissed me. I need to quit this bitch before I
One of those
fucking break the controller because this dude's fucking around and
Yeah.
whooping my ass. Like,
Damn. See, that's the only thing about video games too is like, definitely with the online gaming, it's like there's some people that are on there religiously,
Right.
and you got people like us who are like just doing some other shit, right?
Right.
It takes priority. You hop on there, and those motherfuckers that are on there 24/7 just busting it, almost making it not enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, bro, leave the house, like get a girl, bro, like. Fuck,
I'm trying to let off some steam, my guy.
Exactly.
At that point, I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm taking a nap now.
He said, "I'm facts.
I'm
And
burnt
nap
out.
is-
I'm burnt out, and I'm pissed off now. I'm taking a nap.
Take a 3-hour nap with
Right.
me, man. So, shit. So, any other questions, bro?
All right, next one. Anything? Oh no. What's the one recent trend that you cannot stand?
I don't know if it's super a trend, and this makes you
Astro
sound like
boots.
facts, yo. Those Astro
are
Boy
kinda
boots.
fire.
I know. I watched Astro Boy, and them shits, nah, bro. Them just not it. They're like kind of fire.
So you're saying if I would have pulled up and you wouldn't be like, hey, what size are you? Let me try them on.
Nah, not even, bro. Because the motherfuckers
even.
look goddamn either flimsy as a bitch, or the motherfuckers stand. Every time I see them, look like they stand up alone. So I feel like those boots are clunky as fuck.
Right.
And then
I
it's
think
just
they run like 2 bands, right?
yeah. See, like, that's what I'm saying. I would never pay 2 bands for that. And then also, it's like, what the fuck? How do you dress that up? Because your
Right.
jeans about to be up here and shit. Because the boots are tall as a bitch. Like, you know, what are you putting together with that
Right.
shit? And it's just like, at this point, fashion's just a joke, bro. Because like I used to watch just like a lot of fashion show, and I would say, I know how to dress some shit up. You know, got some little bit of drip, right? And the shit you see on the fashion runways, those shits don't never make it to store or whatever, because motherfuckers just doing some weird shit. So I feel like they're just doing it more so for clickbait and for like to get eyes on it.
Yeah,
but like
that's
you're
all
not
it
seeing
is,
nobody
right.
wear that shit.
Right.
Would you wear the Astro boots?
Low key, you
Ooh,
would.
would I wear them?
Yeah, he said with the little speedo and shit.
Thing is, I never kept up with like shoe trends.
Yeah.
Like I've never been the one to wear Yeezys. I've never been the one to wear like I mean I've worn like NMDs, but that's like the most trendy thing.
Yeah.
Like I've always just stuck to like slip-ons, like tan shoes, khaki shoes type stuff, but probably not. I'd probably try them on,
Yeah.
just to see, but like I probably would never wear them.
Facts.
You would try
Well,
them
yeah.
on and be like, yeah, they're fire.
What would you, Blong? Would you wear those Astro boots?
Not in public.
He said you had to get
but
Around the house.
But if you come to my crib and I got them on, don't be surprised.
yeah. Watching Astro Boy and shit too.
Right.
Just in his underwear and fucking the boots looking ass. He said-
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I think a
that's-
fashion trend that I think is overplayed is guys getting nose piercings. Because every dude has a nose piercing now.
facts, bro.
You know what I mean?
I was never into the piercings though, ever.
No. Yeah.
So, what other trend though? I feel like I saw. Also, I feel like a trend is like I'm seeing a lot of is like all the guys got to be like hyper masculine and shit. Like you don't really see a lot of people like having fun anymore on social media. Like everybody's just like so
alpha, right?
yeah, so alpha and so just like serious and shit, bro. But it's like it'd be the same motherfuckers that act alpha when they come in a situation. They acting like little, you know, not being alpha. To me, like the rap I always like really enjoyed, or like content I really enjoyed, was when people were genuinely themselves. So like if you were like a nerdy guy, like I would respect it more that you talked about something you really enjoyed, whether that was like physics or like poking, you know, some nerdy shit, right? As opposed to you trying to put this front on and try to talk about, you know, like shooting guns or like doing this other shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like even with just rap too, bro, like everybody's doing the same thing because everybody feels like they have to be like a hard ass alpha male, you know, got to be the biggest killer, got to have the most money and shit. But like, I would almost respect it more if you talked about your family. I would respect it more if you talked about your grind, talked about what you did in the your free time and shit like that. You know, that's just like kind of.
That's like that one rapper from our hometown. Like you said, I think you told me he was born in Milwaukee, but he was raised in Oshkosh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It was something like that, right?
Yep.
And
Like
does he
he-
try to put on like a gangster
Yeah,
front though?
yeah, like he
Yeah.
like he quote unquote reps Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of a close friend of mine was saying like he's very talented. He's good at what he does, but the way he presents himself
Right.
is not who he is,
Yeah.
and that just kind of throws it off.
Yeah.
And you can tell. You can like
Well, because like also at the end of the day, that just makes it harder for you to
progress. I would say
progress
Yeah.
and even like create shit, because then you're almost putting up this facade
Right.
as opposed to like writing a script about how you actually talk or like what you're actually interested in. Like now his raps probably consist of him having to be like, damn, what sounds good? What are they saying now? As opposed to being like,
Right.
I'm in Eric's crib, showing how I live, blah, 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 doing, some
bars
shit.
break.
You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like
Bars.
that, I don't, to me,
Ta-
that'd go
ta-
further.
Talking about being a shooter, but on your free time, you playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know
then
what
that
I
just
mean?
makes me not believe anything
Right,
you have
talking
to
about
say.
you're
then.
from the hood, but you're from like a middle class fancy house in the suburbs.
Yeah, and so like that's why I kind of lose a respect for Drake, but that's like why I respected Drake a little bit because he kind of like, or like even Kanye, like when I was younger before he started turning crazy as a bitch.
Right.
He ain't crazy.
You got to think. Actually, he's spitting some truth, but we're not even about to get on that. But like when I was younger, the people that were really popular were 50 Cent and Kanye West,
Right.
and I always just related a little bit more to Kanye West because like by that time my family finally moved to the suburbs. We're kind of like middle class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just like related to that more because he spoke on that shit a little bit more as opposed to 50 Cent where he's talking about getting shot 9 times, selling crack, doing all this other shit. And it's just like, to me, like everybody's talking about that, but it's like it just didn't relate to me. So like, sometimes I understand living vicariously through some shit, but like I feel like that's why a lot of people don't really fuck with the new rap because like 75% of these people are kind of playing a facade, which you don't see in other music. Like country people aren't never, you know what I'm saying? They're not acting like they're the smoking the most cigarettes, drinking the most moonshine and shit.
Right.
They're just being themselves.
Talking
Facts.
about tractors.
Their wife leaving them. Facts. Shotgunning beers and shit.
Right.
All right, next question. Would you rather stay in or go out on a Friday night? And this is excluding outside factors. Like if someone asked you to go out. If someone were just to ask you if you're to, would you rather stay in or go out on a Friday night? What would you answer?
I think it all comes down to the situation. Like
No,
what-
just in general. Like if no one asked you to go out or like,
well, that's kind of what I'm saying. It comes down to the situation. It's like
yeah,
if I got some shit going on,
you're gonna go out.
no, like if I got some shit going on, like I got a test I got to do, or I got to get up at 7 p.m. on a Saturday or 7 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm probably not gonna go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about just like
if you were to hit me up and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
not even that? Like, would you go out by yourself or would
No.
you stay in? No.
I would not go up on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm a belong right there too. It's
Or like even if you, what if you were to ask, like, would you be that person to ask your friends to go out on a Friday night, or would you rather just stay in?
so if I was, younger, like under 25, I'd probably ask my friends to go out and stuff. But like where I'm at now, 29, having the family and everything, to me, I'd probably stay in because like, as we talked about before, going out, you're spending money, So it's like that's $50 to $100 out your pocket for, hangover, having a few hours of fun, where like as opposed to you can probably stay home, probably do something you enjoy at home for the free or something you're already paying for and like be able to do it there. And like I said, I kind of been on that creating content wave where it's like I'd rather do something to try to build up my business than like maybe spend some money on something that doesn't really necessarily benefit my business, So to make it sound boring, yeah, I'd probably stay in, to be honest.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
you?
but every now and again, it's not bad to go out.
Yeah,
Have a little
absolutely.
bit of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Eric?
I mean, knowing me, probably stay in, but because I'm never like,
Except for this past Friday.
yeah. Besides this past Friday, but like, if there's nothing going on, like I'm more of that person where I'd rather stay in. I'd rather like stay in and do something versus going out. Yeah.
Yeah, if you on that, just call a couple friends and come over.
Right. Yeah.
And just,
Facts. It's cheaper too. Like you
Right.
definitely have some drinks here.
Right.
Shoot the shit. Just reconnect. Because also, bro, I remember being when I was a little younger, being in the bars and shit. That shit's kind of awkward, bro. Until like everybody starts kind of getting drunk.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are just
yeah,
standing around talking to their little clique of friends
Right.
and just being weird until the music or a good song comes on. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's just so cringy, bro.
All right.
So you said you were born in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
How long did you live in Milwaukee for?
So I lived in Milwaukee for probably about 10 years.
Okay.
So we used to live on the north side, 66 and Villard and shit.
Okay.
And,
I don't know where that is.
Oh yeah, so it's just on the north side of Milwaukee or whatever.
if I remember correctly, it's when the street numbers get lower, it gets more ghetto, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like we weren't, but it wasn't too bad by Villa and shit. Like you'd definitely be able to hear like gunshots and stuff, but it wasn't too far down.
Because my sister used to live in Milwaukee. I think she lived on 32nd.
Okay. Yeah, and so like that's like you said, when the numbers kind of get down, but at this point, dude, just kind of a lot. Not even just Milwaukee, but a lot of places just like really aren't that safe. But I was probably in Milwaukee. We were there until about I was 10 years old, so I think about 5th grade.
Right.
And then we moved to the suburbs. We moved to Menominee Falls, which is like a suburb of Milwaukee. And then I kind of finished the rest of my school years there. And then I went to college in Oshkosh, here in Wisconsin, and it's kind of kept being here. So like I ended up starting like in Milwaukee and kind of just kept going to smaller and smaller. So I felt like I got the kind of full spectrum of Wisconsin. But honestly, like I am glad I kind of got to experience kind of all sides of that with the public school and everything, because I felt like it really helped me being able to communicate with the different types of people kind of everywhere,
Yeah, Milwaukee's crazy.
Yeah, it's you definitely got to be careful, man. But like, I think that's what it is. You just got to really be careful, and you can't just be effing around, man. Like,
I remember a time. So I used to go to Milwaukee to go stay with my sister because she has a son who's my age.
Yeah.
Right. So my nephew, essentially.
How old is your? Oh, he got like 10 brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, how old is your sister, bro?
I don't know. He got 9 of them.
Yeah.
Right. So like, so it was in middle school. I went down for spring break and we went to go hang out with his friends, and we took the city bus.
Yeah.
And me being 6th grade, 7th grade, not thinking much about it. Dude, on our way back, it was like 8:00 at night, and it was dark, right? And the bus stopped at the corner store because that's where they drop people off. So we're sitting there, and the bus stops, and this is when we had the drawstring backpacks.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So he grabbed his like this to tighten it up, and he goes, "You ready?" And I'm like, "For what?" And as soon as he got off the bus, booked it home. He booked it home, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I ran after him.
Yeah. So the thing is with that though too, it's like, how do you say this? You almost can't be like too anxious / scared.
Right. But you gotta remember we like 11 years old, 10, 11.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So yeah, dipping it was probably the best way to go. But like you also just gotta be aware of your surroundings.
Right. And he's lived in Milwaukee his whole life, so he kind of knew.
Yeah. He's like, fuck out of here.
When we got dropped off, corner store, people kicking it outside the corner store. And
got some crackheads outside and shit.
As soon as he took off, I ran right behind him.
He's like, hey, what the hey, bro.
And then we got to the crib, and I'm like, dude, why'd you run? He goes, dude,
you're safe.
right. He goes, I'll let you know when we get inside.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there trying to struggle to open the door.
Yeah. Damn. Like some scary movie shit.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like, was somebody chasing after us?
But honestly, bro, even like now, like you just got to be super careful. And the thing is, like, if you have a reason to be down there, take care of your business.
Right.
Get on out. But also, I feel like that's kind of anywhere too, because being a minority, there was one time where my wife did a Facebook like pickup or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And like, so I went to go pick up an item for him, and he had some older Caucasian gentlemen come out, start yelling at me, being like, "Hey, what are you doing over here?" and shit. So it's like,
dang.
You get that stuff, and then you also get the other stuff. Like people think just because you moved to the suburbs, it's like.
Was he cool after you kind of explained?
No,
situation?
absolutely not, man. Like he was like, "Oh, well, you're still not." He basically was like, "Okay, well, what are you still doing over here?" Not really in his defense. It was like kind of getting dark, but like he was legitimately like a couple houses down, whatever. When I was trying to just get this.
So it wasn't even the house.
No, it wasn't even the house. It was just like some nosy neighbor,
right.
who saw me pull up and shit and start walking to somebody's house. You just felt like not safe or whatever. So honestly, I've had more problems probably being out in the suburbs and being up here in Oshkosh kind of deal than I've had down being in Milwaukee. So
yeah.
But like, as minorities, do you guys feel like, do you guys feel that tension being in a smaller place like Oshkosh here? Because where are you guys originally from?
I'm from Oshkosh.
From Oshkosh?
I mean, I'm from California, but I wasn't there that long.
Yeah. So do you feel that like tension for minorities and stuff when you're kind of in a smaller place like Oshkosh?
100%. I was just
or Wisconsin.
Right. I was just telling Eric a story about when I was walking home from UW, because I used to go to UWO too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, yep.
And I was walking home, and this dude, he pickup truck.
Yeah.
And that should say
Of
enough,
course.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what,
Loud pickup truck. Right?
yeah.
Opened up the window and called me the racial slur that Asian people get called.
Yeah.
And threw a milkshake at me. Right. Obviously, it missed because
Yeah.
with the momentum,
With his bitch ass.
it went forward. Right.
Yeah.
So he said that, and I kind of caught his face, so I knew what he looked like.
Yeah.
And then I ran into him at a house party, and I don't think he knew that the house party was 80% Asian people.
Oh
there,
shit.
right?
Had to jump his ass.
No, I just went up to
Yes,
him.
sir.
I went
I'm
up
just
to him and I'm like, hey, I heard, or I remember you calling me a so and so.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
You see, and it's always those people too that like, because I've only gotten into fights or like stuff like that when people had that liquid courage and their real kind of thoughts came out. But it's always funny to me when like you actually call people out, when they're like, "Oh no, that wasn't me, bro," or like, "Oh, I was just saying that because of my friends," and it's like, "Nah, bro, like I know how you guys really feel. I see the looks, see all this other stuff, but like honestly, if anything, that just makes me thrive to want to stun on the haters, low key, a little bit." So what about you? Like, not to go too deep into it, but like with you being in an interracial relationship, did you ever feel that tension?
Not so much with like the other person's family, because they were very welcoming.
Yeah.
But it was more so with my family, which is like super weird.
Yeah.
But my parents, like, they grew up traditional, so they were always traditional. So they were like, you're Asian and you're going to grow up Asian, you're going to marry an Asian woman, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a lot of Asian parents, but also I feel like that's with minorities too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie, because I always meant to ask you this. I definitely always feel like it's a lot more with Asian communities.
Oh,
like I feel like
why'd you? No, I'm kidding.
well, like, dead ass and shit. I feel like, maybe with African American and like Caucasian or whatever, I feel like we're maybe a little bit more apt to mix.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think of like cultures that don't really mix, I feel like it's definitely the Asian culture that definitely stays, Asian to Asian
within the community.
The community aspect, or like you kind of get shunned out if it's, if you don't kind of follow that traditional thing. Like, I mean, is outsider's perspective, that's what I see. But like, how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I can say that it's changing though.
Okay.
100%.
Because with my family, my sister's married to a white dude.
Okay.
My other sister's married to a Korean dude who was adopted by white dudes.
Okay.
Or white parents.
Yeah.
And so he's essentially he's white,
So
and,
then, my bad. So I guess even a question about that: is there a lot of tensions in between other like Asian subcultures and stuff? So like, obviously that as opposed to Hmong and Korean and Japanese and Chinese, like it's not really a.
I guess I've never really experienced it. Even within my family, I've never seen, because we got like my nephew, the one that I was just hanging out with. He's half Laos.
Oh, okay.
Or Laotian.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would say your and I experience are different. My parents are very traditional. So, growing up as a Hmong, you have to, you just have to be with a Hmong person and you follow that tradition, religion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's very different. So the upbringing of my ex-wife and I was never good.
Yeah.
But they've learned to accept it over time. But, if I were to go ahead and, date another person outside of our ethnic group or race or whatever it may be, they're not gonna like it. But,
he said,
I mean, as sad as it sounds, I'm just gonna have to accept that for who they are, but I'm not gonna let it get to me.
No, absolutely, because it's like at the end of the day, it's about who you love. But then, I guess when you were younger, what gave you the courage to kind of want to break away from that and kind of put that negative pressure almost on you? Because like obviously you knew that before you guys started dating and being together, but what made you decide to be like, it's worth kind of going through that?
Yeah, so what's funny about that is that I didn't know they were like that until I started dating. It wasn't until I dated a Caucasian woman at the time, and they were fine with it. And then my ex-wife I dated, which also Caucasian. That's when they started talking about it. So obviously, I didn't know that they were like that until it got real serious with my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And Yeah, they were crazy. No, it was like real like dumb crazy where they would take me to the basement and like give me talks and say, "Hey, I'll give you $10,000 or whatever amount of money if you leave her," kind of thing. And we'll buy you a car if you leave her.
Yeah.
Or
he said he should have took the 10,000.
You should have.
No,
You regret it now?
No, that's no, that's not even like a question. It's I'm very happy with the decisions I've made.
You got a beautiful daughter.
Yep. And I mean I don't. That's tough to say, but I don't regret any of the things that I've done that affected the relationship that I had with my parents. Yeah. And also the relationship that I have with my ex-wife, because I wouldn't be who I am today, which is really fucked up and stupid.
Facts.
Look at the camera.
Facts. Yeah. No, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have a beautiful daughter, like you mentioned. I wouldn't have a house. I know I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I'm glad that things happened to me. Yeah. Even though they suck, but life throws you lemons. Like, what are you gonna do?
Facts, right? Man. Everybody versus life, man. Life's gonna throw something at everybody for sure.
For real.
So. You got any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are going on 35 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Oh, yep. The wife's asking. I know my kid's giving her a handful, man.
So we'll do one more question, and then we'll finish it off with with a deep one.
All right, bet. What kind of question is, can you carry an elephant? The fuck? No one can.
Yeah, I was like, what?
What?
Dude, what side are you looking at, my guy?
Okay, here's one.
That other shit.
How you got that daddy issue question?
How many times? Ooh. But, yeah.
You gonna ask it?
How many times has your heart been broken? Be honest. Nothing breaks me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd probably say twice. Obviously the first one always hurts the most and shit. So like, it's one of the longer relationships I've been in. Learned a lot from it. Also learned that like, I had some toxic traits in there too. So like, I definitely took that as a lesson. And then, I almost messed up, with my wife. And because me being a stereotypical guy and shit, just like fucking up, right? And but I had the balls to basically kind of stand behind my mistake and just make it better. And honestly, now I have like the best, life of my dreams and shit. Mm-hmm. But just like I'd probably say twice, like my wife, man, like she's literally like my best friend. Obviously like my lover. Biggest supporter and stuff like that. So, anytime I negatively affect her, or break her heart, definitely hurts mine. But like I try my darndest to keep like along with saying happy wife, happy life, man. Mm-hmm. And when I keep her happy, I have a super blessed life. I have 2 daughters, able to do some cool ass shit, make some super dope videos, and just be able to kind of do the stuff I always dreamed of when I was like a teenager,
Yeah.
For me, I would say 3, essentially.
3.
So the first one would be the most normal one, obviously with the ex-girlfriend and, breaking up because certain values didn't align and shit. And then...
Yeah, that's huge.
Right. And then the other 2, when people think of heartbreak, they think of relationships, right? Mm-hmm. I guess I would say the death of my dad. Mm-hmm. Broke my heart, and then the death of my nephew broke my heart.
Damn, that's real. Yeah.
Because, like I said, everybody assumes that broken heart is just with relationships.
Yeah.
Man, when you lose somebody close to you, it just hurts.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do, and I don't think people talk about it enough.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, honestly, I would say it hurts more, like you said, man. Like, and like...
Well, it's because you can always, like, if with an ex, they're an ex, you're always going to essentially find another one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But with the loved one, when they're gone, they're gone. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's like one thing with people, if they've never experienced it, they can only be sympathetic about it. They can't be empathetic about it.
No, for sure.
Because they've never been through it, obviously.
Right.
So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Eric?
I'm trying to think. 3 times? But this is more like relationship-wise. My heart's been always broken from my parents because, you know, they're never around.
What heart did you have from them?
Yes.
What heart did you
No
It
heart.
was never there.
Yeah.
No, 3 times? Say my first relationship, which was in middle school, so I don't know if that counts.
Bro, so you know what's kind of crazy? I was thinking that too. I mean, mine was like high school and stuff, but it's like that is like your first example of how like dealing with the opposite sex or dealing with
Right.
you know, somebody else and their feelings and stuff. So like I feel like it's still valid. I just also feel like with guys, dude, we get our heart broken one time and we're like, fuck this, bro.
Yeah, right. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, we're like, man, fuck bitches, get money, man. Like
Say
fuck
that.
all
In,
that shit.
say that in 6th grade.
right?
I've never said that, but I will not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say 3 times, but I wouldn't count them. I guess twice. I'm not going to include the relationship with my parents, but yeah, twice. I would say the first real relationship I got into was in high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've never felt that before. And then obviously my second one here with my ex-wife, but it's a whole story there. But yeah, I'd say at least twice.
At least twice. Yeah. But do you feel like now you're on your scumbag season? He said,
No,
do you feel like, yeah.
I've never been like that. And
Yeah.
I don't think I ever will be. And not saying like I'm like a fucking prince or anything, but like,
Prince Eric.
yeah, but like I don't know. I've just never been that person, I guess.
No, for sure, man. I think it that correlates with you just being like a good friend, a good person and shit, man. Because like at the end of the day, I feel like you're always kind of, although it might go against you, I feel like you're always, you know, care about your friends and always kind of trying to make sure everybody else is good, maybe before yourself, you know. But honestly, bro, like I said, I'm just excited to see the stuff you're doing. Excited to see you live your best life, man, because you deserve it. You're a hardworking guy. And like you said, man, it's nice to just see somebody else take fatherhood, you know, serious like myself. Not saying other people don't, but it's just like
Yeah.
seeing you with your daughter and seeing me with my daughter and just like some of the other people I know that have kids. It's just kind of cool to see because you always hear those stories about dads leaving all the time
Right.
and shit. And like,
I can talk about my dad. all the
yeah,
time.
and like, nah,
Never there.
Speaking of that, we still got to do our dad episode.
Oh, yep.
shit. Damn near let me have shit. But
We'll get Greg back on and talk about our daddy issues.
part 2.
Say less.
But yeah.
You got a final question to end it off with?
Ooh, final question. You guys think of one. I can find a generic one, but I think we can think of a good one.
Shit. Maybe start off with a generic one and see if
Okay,
we can
okay.
deviate to some.
Okay. All right.
By the way, man, Eric made this mixed drink, man. I made 2 of them things. They were actually really good. Long was trying to say they were going to be too strong. I feel like they were good enough that they're kind of sneaking up on me, but they're actually pretty good though.
No, he took it light on you.
He said, "Hey man, we don't want him to get canceled on the
that,
podcast."
That first cup, I'm like, bro, that's it.
Yeah, you did say that shit.
That's it.
You had to go lightweight, man. I'm old, bro.
Right.
Like, I does this like 4 years ago. He's like,
Okay. We'll start with generic. What's your biggest pet peeve? That can be from like people
yeah.
driving on the highway to someone at work to anything. What's
Yeah.
your biggest pet peeve?
So my biggest pet peeve, I don't know if I can say this concisely, but when someone says they're going to do something and they don't do it. Like, I'm a
Okay,
huge man of my word, and
Right.
just like, you know, just be realistic to me, you know, with me. So like, if you can't be somewhere at this time, but you know you can be somewhere at this time, like, don't try to bullshit me, man. I'd rather you not sugarcoat it and, you know, be real with me. Like, so it kind of, you know, pet peeve of mine is when people say they're going to do something and they don't do it. Because it's like, why the fuck did you say that?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
What about you?
Slow drivers. That's one. But I think that's one that everybody has.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You know what I mean?
Well, that's me
that's
damn
up
near
there.
sometimes
That's up
too,
there.
man.
Well, yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yep.
If I'm trying to get to work and you on my way, I'm gonna be mad. But you know, if I have a doctor's appointment and I'm driving and I'm like 5 minutes out, but I'm 20 minutes early,
Yeah.
I really don't care. You know,
Facts.
All right.
that unorganized Because I like to be on a schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, just a bunch of little shit that pretty much everybody has. You know?
Yeah.
Cold pizza.
Cold pizza. I like cold
Shouts
pizza.
out. He said, "Fuck cold pizza."
Cold pizza.
I feel you though too, because I
okay.
need that shit heated up, bro. Like,
Right.
yeah. What about
I
you,
need
Eric?
that shit heated up.
Throw that shit in the pizza oven. boy.
For me, and that's because I'm probably a pet peeve of yours. Then I'm like unorganized, but it really depends on
I
the
guess
situation.
it's so much not as unorganized. It's like not on schedule.
Okay.
Like if you were to hit me up and be like, "Oh, we're doing the pod at 12," right?
And
if you're not gonna be like, "Hey, I'm running late,"
yeah.
and you show up at 2.
Facts.
yeah.
That's
Then
me,
I'll be
bro.
like,
Yeah, I get that too.
Because
So like it's like for you, like we said 12:30. If you would have messaged us and was like, "Hey, I'm running late. I'll be there by 1." Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. But if you showed up at like 3:30, like, "Hey, I'm ready to do the pod."
yeah, it's like motherfucker. No, but like, even like me, I'm huge when like Eric said 12:30, and it's like, all right, then I'm gonna be there at 12:30.
Right.
I don't know if it's maybe just because I'm a dad, but I'm like, I got the
Right.
certain amount of
Right.
hours allocated
Right.
Yeah.
that I can give you, and if you're not trying to really fit in those hours, then it's like, you know,
Yeah.
shit. You know,
I get
I
that.
do feel like becoming a parent does teach you better scheduling skills.
Yeah.
absolutely, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like you're not gonna get shit done, bro, if you like. I mean, it might be different for you or whatever, but it's just like I feel like I have to have that schedule because like even to do my videography shit or any of my creative
Right.
stuff, like I have to like allocate time
Right,
out for that.
yeah.
So like how I go about it is like, you know, I work third shift now, but like in the morning, my daughter goes to daycare from like 9 to 5. And, you know, my wife's currently on maternity leave, but she would basically go 9 to 5 as well.
Right.
So like through that time, I'm trying to go outside and shoot some content, do something along those lines. But then by the time it's 5, I know my daughter and my wife are going to be home. So from like 5 to 9 or 5 to 10, I'm spending time with them, kind of give them my undivided attention. And then when they go to bed, that's when I'm working on my stuff and maybe editing it up. So like basically when I'm not with my family, I'm trying to maximize that time to do the stuff I want to do. But then I'm also trying to make sure that I'm balancing the time with my family or like my friends and stuff. So like I know, for example, like it was a winter storm today, and then we saw that shit. We're like, motherfucker, that's not that shit. That's not that bad, bro. I haven't seen you in like how long, bro?
For real.
Fuck it, let me pull up, you know. So
Yeah.
I feel like definitely getting good at scheduling though is like huge. And then just also being an adult, bro. It's like, you know, we got shit you got to do. You got to fucking go to
for
work
sure.
and shit. You know, you got to go to work. You got bills to pay. You got other errands to run. It's like at that point we kind of just got to schedule out. You know.
For real.
You know, you're becoming an adult when you have to start scheduling your own doctor's
All right.
appointments.
Yeah.
Facts, bro. Scheduling
For
kind of
real.
anything, even just to hang out. That's how you know you're
Right.
an adult. Is like, hey Eric, I'm gonna hang out with you in 3 weeks on Thursday. You good, bro? I'm gonna send you a Google,
All right.
Google
Invite.
calendar like invite, bro.
Yeah. If you don't accept it, I'm assuming you're not showing up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how me and Eric is all the time. Hey, let's hang out Friday. All right, let me see if I can get off work early. See if they let me. If I don't, then we can hang out next week Wednesday.
Yep. Well, because like with the winter storm, we were trying to plan some other time
Right.
Yeah.
to do it. So like, I mean, that's what you got to do, man. But
Luckily, the weather was on our side today. So.
yeah.
For real.
That's why fuck being a meteorologist, bro. They be bullshitting, bro. Like that's
Hey, that
honestly
guy's
the
a
best
liar.
job. Facts. They're like,
Shit,
oh,
shit, if I got paid 6-figure to give fake news, I'd do it too.
that's what I'm saying, bro. He said, damn, they're picking some shit out of a hat. It's gonna be 10 inches today.
But don't be mad if it ends up being 3. But
Yeah.
You know. Right.
But it might be.
We're gonna get somewhere between 0 and 12 inches today. So.
Right.
Facts. That's you notice. That's kind of what they've been doing, where they
Yeah.
kind of give you the worst news, worst case scenario. So like when it goes better, then they're like,
That's why nothing's ever 100%.
Yeah.
yep,
99% rain, but you got that 1% it won't rain. So,
yep.
Okay. Yeah.
so if I'm so technically I'm not wrong. You know?
Facts. Then that's what I should be, a meteorologist, bro. If this videographer shit don't go, about to be a meteorologist.
Oh,
It's
man.
like that one chick from Mean Girls
Yeah,
where she can sense the weather from her
with her
from
boobs and shit. Yep. I stand there what they doing at this point, bro.
Right.
All
Got a
right.
50-50 shot.
Next question here. What is the biggest advice in the form of a quote that you can give someone?
Mm.
This is just you because we did ours last week.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
What's the best advice you can
And
give.
I guess it doesn't have to be vocal. What is like the greatest advice that you follow that you can give to someone?
Shit. So I could give you 2 for life and 1 more so towards business. So super cliche, but your network is your net worth. So I feel like the people you know is a huge part into kind of like where you could go, to be quite honest. Like, so for example, like, I know you, now I know Blong or whatever, but like, just I feel like even for like us who used to work at our job 3-4 years ago, just for it to come full circle and have me on the podcast here, that would have never happened if we didn't work together, So like I feel like
Very true.
that
Yeah.
network and stuff. And the matter of fact, me and my wife, we met in college. If I never went to that college and never networked with people and kind of like talked during class or I did some extracurricular activities, would have never met my wife. With this other job I used to do, I used to be a hunting and fishing videographer. One of the guys that worked there, he was like a manager. I actually met him in college, and it was just happened to be a genuine cool ass dude to where like he didn't really have a problem speaking up for me when he was like, he saw me in the pool for potential people being potential candidates. He was like, oh yeah, I actually seen his work, and when I knew him like 5 years ago, he was really cool. Like we should kind of have him come in for an interview. Killed the interview, obviously, and shit. Got the opportunity, so that was super cool. So I feel like your network is definitely your net worth. And then 1 for life, also super cliche, but like every woman is crazy. You have to pick your type of crazy, to be honest. Like,
Dang.
yeah, I love my wife, but there's some stuff that she does that drives me crazy. But also, I'm old enough, 29, where had some other previous things before my wife to kind of realize that, like, okay, just certain things drive, certain different things drive certain women crazy, and you just gonna have to figure out, you want her to be mad about you being gone all the time, or you want her to be mad that you're on the video game or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, You just gotta figure out what kind of craziness you want to deal with, and that's just a part of the game, man. And, it's just like once you start spending time with people, like, a significant other, just kind of emotions and like stuff comes out, like that. So I feel like that's huge, just on helping me with my wife. So I feel like that's a thing that really helped me a lot.
That's a
Damn.
good quote.
Yeah,
Holy crap. I've never heard that one.
That just means we picked the wrong kind of crazy.
Damn, maybe. Who knows, man? But like I said, I mean, if you're looking for one that's not crazy, well, then you ain't gonna never find anybody. But you got to figure out, what drives you crazy and what drives her crazy, and if it's enough to kind of look over it, man. Because everybody has insecurities, everybody has flaws. You got to just figure out if it's worth it for that person,
Facts.
10 out of 10. Wow.
So
Those are good answers. Mic drop.
some answers.
Shit.
All right.
And I think it did just.
One more question here.
Yeah, we do one.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's
I
do
see the
one
right
more,
down.
and then we can call it.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Dude, your
sir.
cat loves being on this podcast, bro.
I know.
Post it up like a note.
Can you imagine?
Bro, we're gonna get canceled for that. Bro.
Yeah.
No.
Facts.
But
Cat lovers.
okay. What's one question?
No, I don't have no question. You're the guy with the questions, though.
Okay. All right.
I'm just
okay,
I'm just a
okay,
handsome
okay.
face.
Right.
I'm just a muscle.
I'm just a muscle. All right. Greg, come out of the question.
Do I have a question?
Yeah, to close it out.
Shit.
It out.
So I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but what drove you guys to do the podcast? I know you guys kind of touched on it a little bit, but it's the difference between kind of talking about it, shooting the shit with your guys, and actually buying the equipment, actually setting up the stuff, and having guests on here each week.
I guess we both can kind of answer this.
Yeah.
I would say it's just an outlet for people to talk about their problems or issues, because everybody has issues.
Yeah.
That's why we decided to call it Everybody Versus Life. Life is something that you can never beat, but you just got to learn how to deal with it.
Damn.
And everybody does. You know what I mean? Everybody does. They just do it in different types of ways.
Yeah.
So I think the more guests that we bring on, it just kind of opens the door of how people deal with their problems and what they do to resolve it or to maximize it to the best potential that they can achieve.
Yeah.
And hopefully somebody listening will use that knowledge and use it to help themselves. At least that's how I kind of saw it.
Yeah, I would say same thing. And the reason why I wanted to pursue it as well is because of I think out of your time and my time as well, it was like perfect timing where we were at our darkest hour and we wanted to do something. Even if we don't get anywhere, it's something for us to be able to express ourselves, something to be able to relate to other people.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to what you've said.
Right.
And, some people will say, hey, you spent hundreds of dollars on equipment and stuff for you to get nowhere. But at the same time, it's like the point isn't to get anywhere. The point is to, like what we said, express ourselves, to be able to relieve some of these issues that we've had, even if we have 1 or 2 or 3 viewers,
Yeah. And honestly, man, like I appreciate what you guys are doing because you guys keep it really genuine. Don't like super overproduce it. And like I feel like you guys are able to get
Greg, you
different
can just say
perspectives.
we're very shitty video editors.
But like, I'm saying, like we talked about it, like how you guys even format it now, like the stuff we're talking about, like it's not the normal podcast stuff, but honestly it makes me kind of want to check in and see like where our headspace is or like what it takes for us to kind of become like out of the matrix almost, man, because like it's so easy to just like be so focused on your job, your girl, or going out doing this, but it's like what's the difference between somebody doing a full-time job and then doing some shit on the side, like going to school, doing a podcast. I'm over here working completely other stuff, third shift. Well, when I'm, not doing that, I'm creating video content, really working on animation, visual effects. You're creating websites outside of just like your job and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's the stuff I want to, like how is that possible? Because like you said, there's a lot of people, I would say a huge population that are content. It's like, how do you break out of that mindset? And I feel like you guys are like, a huge stepping stone into that kind of, like, so you could just ask a normal thing like, hey, Greg, what do you do? Do this or whatever. But like even just answering the questions I got to answer today, I kind of got to, I feel like, express myself a lot more.
Yeah. So we try to make it as organic as possible.
Yeah.
We don't want it to be
your boys got me 2 drinks in here. I gotta pee like a motherfucker too, man. Like
no, we don't want it we don't want it to be like a work interview.
Yeah.
We want the conversation to be fun, enjoyable.
Yeah, like how you talk to a friend if there wasn't a camera around.
Right.
No, for sure, man. Definitely can't say some stuff on camera that we might might say, because we over here trying to help your boy Eric and shit. But like, I'm excited to see him rizz it up and shit. So, like I said, I really appreciate you guys having me on the podcast.
Appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. Like we were talking about, just like you and Eric, me and him been meaning to link up, and just life kind of gets in the way.
For sure.
But I appreciate you for having me on. I appreciate my wife for holding it down at the fort, so I could kick it with the guys.
Yeah.
And I appreciate meeting you, Blong, man. Just like,
good to meet you too,
hopefully, we can hang out, maybe get some drinks, do some other shit after this. But no, like I said, I had a lot of fun, man. You guys asked a lot of really cool questions, and always good kicking it with the homies, man.
For sure.
No, you'll definitely be back on.
Yeah, for sure.
Once Eric rizzes it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I need that update, bro.
Right.
I gotta see if my hitchness helped,
But just to close it out, again, everyone, this is Greg Conley. He has a website designed by me, very crappy, but it will get better.
Oh yes, sir. I need more content. Eric, honestly, super helpful in that, and he's always just been really supportive and just a really good friend. And honestly, dude, I just wish I could be half as good a friend as Eric, because I fucking suck at answering text.
Those are facts. No, just kidding. But everyone, check him out. He goes by Content by Conley on Instagram and YouTube.
Yep, YouTube. Everything at this point. Like I said, Eric did the website. We're gonna always be revamping that. Twitter, Content by Conley. YouTube, Content by Conley. Just kind of basically everything. And I'm hoping to do a lot of really cool stuff this year, and keep expanding the brand. So I appreciate you having me on. And if you guys check out the content, like, share, comment, just let me know what you think,
For sure. And link will be in the description.
For sure.
And so.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching, for listening. And
Peace.
we'll see you next time.
Peace out. Yes, sir, ski.